Here are 10 great Dead by Daylight perk ideas sent in by you guys. But first let me say, what is good in my gang? What is good, fam? Before we get into the list, let me just say that these perks are not in any way supposed to be balanced or fair. As I've been saying while periodically releasing these short videos on YouTube Shorts and on TikTok, I get quite a bit of comments saying these aren't good perk ideas because of how powerful they are, when that's literally the point of the perk. To share the community's creative ideas, not their ability to balance fake perks that will never be considered by behavior. Let me just say, let's run the Twitch up to 100 followers, and can we get to 750 subscribers? Question mark. Alright, let's get into the perks. At number 10, we have Overdoing It. Every time you complete a gen, unhook a survivor, or you are unhooked, you gain a stackable 10% faster action speed and exhaustion recovery speed. This does not apply to vaulting, and when the last generator is powered, you lose all action speed and exhaustion speed bonuses, and all the effects of this perk are now negatively applied based on what you earned. In simple terms, after doing one of those actions, you will heal, repair, unhook, bless, cleanse, recover from exhaustion. Basically every action except for vaulting and base movement speed. The unhooking and healing faster is fine, but the repairing speed is literally what makes this perk kind of ridiculous. This means that if the last gen is in a killer's 3 gen, one of the survivors can repair a gen at over 10% faster for each token they have if we were to make this a token based perk. But all the benefits also have downsides. All benefits are turned into negatives after the last gen is done. You would open the gate super slow, you would unhook super slow, heal super slow. You basically can't even unhook in front of the killer for a trade, and you'll very well take over 40 plus seconds opening a door. Great perk idea. I give this idea a 9 out of 10. We need more powerful perks that are super strong at first but have tremendous downsides in the game. They're so much fun. I mean, you could say we do have those perks, but those are hexes and they are very easily counterable. There are no real downsides to them. And number 9, we have Big Brother. It is a survivor boon perk. Big Brother. Everybody looks up to you as their mentor and protector, and everybody will get a boost repair speed action by 8% each survivor. Good perk ideas from Masked Maniac and Gogeta. We need more boon perks, and the repair speed would be much faster as it would stack with other gen perks, I imagine, which is what makes this perk busted. Imagine Resilience, Prove Thyself, Overzealous, Commodious Toolboxes, and with this perk. It is a little situational to be effective because you have to find a totem that's near enough to a gen to reach the gen unless you make the range bigger, but it's still effective alone, I imagine. Especially because every single survivor can get the effect individually. Good perk idea. I give it a 6.5 out of 10 because it does seem a little situational and RNG dependent. At number 8, we have Perpetual Force. For each survivor you hook for the first time, you gain 1 token. When you have 4 tokens, after a survivor is unhooked, that unhooked survivor becomes the obsession, and the totem furthest from them that is dull is lit. The totem reveals its aura to the obsession while hiding it from the killer. While active, the next survivor you hook is instantly sacrificed no matter their hook state, and this perk is deactivated. Amazing perk idea. This perk would definitely be a noob stomper perk, but wouldn't be as effective against higher MMR players. It seems a tiny bit OP even though these perks are supposed to be strong. This is almost ridiculously insane. I'd say make it so the obsession is the only one who can break the totem, but does it 100% faster, and if the obsession is interrupted by the perk, then the perk deactivates unless they want to take a protection hit. And if someone is slugged until the obsession is then unhooked, that survivor won't be affected by the perk, so the killer can't down a survivor and leave them slugged for a minute until you get the hook. Just to balance it out a bit, but it's still crazy strong, which is exactly what you want. 10 out of 10 perk idea because of how creative it is. If you have a perk idea like this, you have to let me know in the comments. At number 7, we have No One Dies on My Watch. You gain half a token for every time a survivor is injured within 85 meters around you with a maximum of 24 tokens, and when the exit gates are powered, every time you take a hit you lose 2 tokens and gain endurance. This perk would be so fucking crazy. How I picture it in my head, I would have absolutely no idea how to balance it. Unless it works like a dead hard endurance so you have to mend afterwards, then it wouldn't even be useful at that point. Just might as well bring dead hard. But I imagine it kind of works like Medal of Man, so the hit to down you could just straight up take it. It can be ignored 12 times. That is so fucking broken. It's amazing. If you have an idea of how to nerf this perk fairly without killing it, leave a comment. I would love to hear about them. That's the second time I asked for a comment. But anyway, leave a comment about that too. But other than that, I give this perk a 8.5 out of 10. Good stuff. At 6, we have The Third Time is the Charm. This killer perk puts all survivor perks on a cooldown for 20 seconds after you hook someone for 3 charges. If this was a Scourge hook perk, I think it would be perfect. No survivor perks working for 20 seconds after you get a hook is a strong strong effect. And 1 minute of survivors using no perks can just make the difference in ending a chase fast or making a chase take forever. I really like how simple this perk is despite how strong it would be as a scourge hook. I give it a 10 out of 10 because I can actually see something like this being in the game. It is a very, very good idea. I was just thinking of how could you really take advantage of this perk? Maybe after you get 3 hooks, you find a survivor you know has dead hard, know has off the record. But since this perk is activated, those perks are deactivated for 20 seconds. So there's no dead hards, there's not going to be no sprint bursts, there's not going to be no lights, there's not going to be no prove thyself. It's basically incapacitated effect, but just for the perks, which I really like. That is actually really unique. And number 5, we have Surreptitious. Hooking a survivor grants you the undetectable status effect for 20 seconds, and it grants the killer undetectable at the start of the game for 20 seconds. I can already say 10 out of 10 perk idea. Any perk idea I can reasonably see in the game gets a 10 whether how creative or non-creative it really is. To help the whole roster of killers with stealth is a good idea, especially for the killers that have absolutely no stealth built into their kit. Say you want to play Trapper and you get a pain res and you go to the gen that you know was pain resed and you walk up and end up getting a grab. The potential value of this perk would be ridiculous. This perk would especially be really powerful on killers like Blight or Wesker. But if the biggest threat is how strong a perk is on a certain killer, then we are doing something right. Well thought through perk idea, Mr. Insidious Bubba. At number 4, we have Afterlife. Your quick completion of tasks inspires even the most intimidated survivors. After the exit gates are opened, the obsession is granted endurance for 25 seconds and 3% haste. The only rule is the obsession has to be alive, which is kind of obvious. I give this a 10 out of 10 perk idea off the bat. Any perk that gives a free hit is a certified meta perk unless you have to get hit 20 times for it to work once. And the haste is such a nice bonus that would make the obsession as fast as Huntress if they had hope in this perk. Really strong, and only one person has to bring it since it basically works like Vigil because only one survivor has to bring it to get value. Really, really good idea. Thank you, Attack on Tino, for this perk idea. I'm pretty sure he was the first one that we got, so thank you so much. Hex, where am I? This Hex activates after hitting survivors 4 times. It makes your terror radius go around the whole map, and survivors don't know where you're coming from. I like this idea, especially because Doctor's the only killer with base kit fake terror radius stuff, stuff like that, which does make him unique, but it would be cool if other killers could do that too. And it is a Hex, so it's completely counterable and can make absolutely insane plays happen, as the killer would be undetectable while this Hex is up. Very unique perk idea. I give this a 8 out of 10. I guess I can see it in the game, but I bet Behavior don't want to give a new killer that same ability that makes Doctor so unique. At number 2, we have Encore. This perk gains a stack for every 5 minutes that have passed in the trial before the exit gates are powered. Once the exit gates are powered, Encore activates. You suffer from blindness and your aura is permanently revealed to every survivor, and you also gain the following effects in order according to the stacks on this perk. If you have 1 stack, your lunge is increased by 50%. If you have 2 stacks, your killer power channels and charges 50% faster, which is basically old Tinkerer. 3 stacks, your base movement speed is increased by 10%, and 4 stacks, survivors suffer from incapacitated for 80 seconds. Wow. Weird perk idea, but this perk makes it so if your game goes on really, really long because you were defending gens, you are then rewarded with a base kit coup de grace, 50% charging of your killer's power, 10% faster movement speed, and rarely an added 80 seconds where survivors can't do anything at the expense of just not being able to see the gates or use barbecue and biscuits. The only problem is if you have a match where you either get gen rushed and you don't get a single stack, or the gens get done in exactly like 9 minutes and 59 seconds, you do get coup de grace. But you are now blind and every survivor has old object and you can't see them. Very high risk, high reward perk, so you better be prepared to guard a 3-gen for 30 minutes to use this perk correctly, for real. Good idea, though it just seems like it's built for the sweatiest of gamers, which is fine, but not a perk for me. I'm quite the opposite when I play, so I give this about a 7.5 out of 10 because it's very sweaty and unique, but I can't see Behavior personally making a perk like this. And at number 1, in all these videos, I have my own perk that I put at number 1 to get you guys' opinions on in the comments. And this one is inspired by my friend, Jacko. He is a YouTuber, Twitch streamer, TikToker, whatever you want to call it. He is a DBD content creator, and this perk is called Jacko All Traits. This perk allows you to place 1 perk of choice and 1 random exhaustion perk in 1 perk slot. This means you have 5 perks, but you can't control what exhaustion perk you get, and the perk must be activated first. You activate this perk by repairing one full generator, getting one safe unhook, and then being chased for 30 seconds without getting hit, then the perk will automatically activate. Then you will have the 4 perks you chose and any random exhaustion perk for the rest of the match, and you will be notified which exhaustion perk it is, and the exhaustion from said perk will only last 25 seconds. I love this perk idea. You basically become a jack of all trades, depending on what kind of build you put together before you went into the match. I can't truly rate this perk unbiased because I made it, but I could care less. I give it a moist 7 out of 10. Would never happen, but it's a great idea if you ask me. And those are 10 good perk ideas sent in by you guys. If you have any perk ideas, put them in the comments. Just remember, they are supposed to be overpowered. They're supposed to be strong. Ain't nobody trying to come up with a weak perk. Also, let's get 750 subscribers within the next week. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you guys later. Unless you join stream, then we will talk very soon.